This call is being recorded.
Yes, you can go ahead on.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining this call tonight. I'm really excited about the training that Jason is going to provide for you. You know, we just had the Chicago event this weekend, and one of the things that kept happening over and over again is we saw a lot of people approaching Jason wanting to know exactly what he does to get the numbers that he has. And just to give you some of those numbers, since we joined about 6 months ago, Jason has personally sponsored over 200 people into OneCoin. I think right now the number is actually close to like 254. And of those 254, there are close to 90, I would say 90 people that have purchased packages. That number may have even actually gone up today because we had a lot of rookies buy a package today, which is really exciting. So he has some good numbers, and a lot of people have been asking, how is he doing it? And he's really excited to provide you guys some value and some benefit and really show you over the next couple of weeks. He's going to do a series of trainings exactly how it is that he is recruiting like he is. So with that being said, I'm excited to turn the call over to my husband, Jason. Take it away.
Awesome. Can you hear me on?
Yep, you're good.
Fantastic. Well, hey guys, it is exciting. Charlotte and I just got done hosting a weekend Chicago event for OneCoin, and it was really, really incredible. So I really want to thank everyone that did attend that Chicago event. Thank you so much for the support, the encouragement. We rocked it Friday night with about 60 people. Friday night was actually supposed to be a social meet and greet, and we had so much excitement in the social meet and greet that people actually wanted to see the presentation. So Maurice Katz and Bob Biram and myself and Kevin Foster, and my wife actually put on a whim on a presentation Friday night, and we had 60 people actually attend that Friday night. We had close to 80 people on Saturday night attend the presentation. There was just so much great energy with the Chicago event. A lot of great people. There's just so much great energy within the team and with OneCoin and what the company is doing. But I don't want to talk too much about OneCoin or the company, because if you're on this phone call, you're a leader and you really do want to help people, or you wouldn't be on this phone call. It's basically, hold on for 1 minute. I'm kind of getting interrupted by the family right now. Hold on. It can be quite challenging sometimes, and this is something I want to bring up. This is very, very important as well too. Okay, I work full time. This is how easy and what I do. There's no special techniques or a certain talent, okay, in order for you to be a really great recruiter. Okay, there's nothing. I'm a full-time dad. Okay, we all have families here. We all have kids. If you don't have kids, you have pets. If you don't have pets, you have yourself. If you don't have yourself, you have your job. Your job gets in the way. Your family gets in the way. Children get in the way. But I don't make any excuses, and this is very, very important for everyone to learn this. Don't make age excuses. You're not too old, and you're not too young. Okay? Don't make a job an excuse. Oh, I work 50 hours a week. I work 60. Guys, I work 45 hours a week as a full-time server. Okay? I have a baby boy. I have 4 boys and a wife. I have a kitty cat and a home to deal with. I don't allow other people's excuses to distract me from what I'm doing. And I don't allow other excuses to try to sabotage the success that I want to create within my downline and my team. Okay, so this is very, very important. I'm glad I'm kind of having these distractions because it's helping me share with you that what I'm doing, a 6-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl can do and make thousands of dollars each and every week with OneCoin. And I was having conversations over the weekend with top leaders. And I was explaining some of the stuff that I do. And some people were kind of like iffy, and some people were agreeing with me. Some people were disagreeing with me. Some people didn't know if it was duplicatable. Well, listen to this, guys. Okay, it is duplicatable. Okay, the only thing that really stands in anyone's way in making commissions every Monday with OneCoin is yourself. You allow other negative influences and other distractions from the choices and behaviors that you choose to do each and every day. Okay? I am no special network marketer. I'm not. Yeah, I've been in the industry for a while, and I've learned through trial and error what works and what doesn't work. But I'm no special network marketer. You know, what I've done is I'm a really great student, and I grind it out. Like, I don't have the best presentation skills. I don't have the best communication skills. I don't have the best, vocabulary or terminology. You can ask my wife. I have a lazy tongue. Sometimes I slur. And if you don't notice, sometimes you can actually think that, oh, Jason Mangan might actually have an accent. Well, I don't have an accent. I was born and raised here in the United States in Arizona. But what I'm telling you is I don't have any special gifts. I wasn't trained, and I didn't spend thousands of dollars trying to listen to some network marketing guru on a YouTube video. No, I'm a really good student, and I work my ass off. I work my ass off Monday through Sunday for at least an hour a day in OneCoin on Facebook for free, marketing what OneCoin is all about and actually spreading this to other like-minded people. Look, I'll give you a brief bio of myself, okay? I have a high school diploma. Yeah, I went to college for 2 years and, got my associate's degree on a full-ride football scholarship. But after the third year of being in college, I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur based on how I was raised. At 13 years old, my dad and my stepmom introduced me to Amway, okay? And I started learning about passive residual income. I started learning about compensation plans. I started learning about compound interest and understanding how money can work for you. And that's the most important thing is I wanted my money to work for me. I wanted my business to work for me because I knew that I wanted to retire at a very young age. My goal is to retire by the age of 45. I don't want to be 65, 75, 85, 95 years old, depending on other people to provide money for me, to provide shelter, food, water, clothing, you name it. I don't want the government, so-called Social Security, trying to provide for me my living and how I want to live my lifestyle. So I knew, hold on, guys. Actually, my wife is actually pulling up in the garage right now in the van. So I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur at a very young age, but I had a lot of challenges and obstacles growing up. And we all have our stories. Okay, as I'm getting closer and closer with the OneCoin family, more and more people are opening up to me about who they really are and their background. Well, I'll share a little bit, just a little bit of my background. Okay, you guys all know that I went to college. I dropped out of college. I didn't get a college degree. Okay, I've been working, pretty much part-time jobs and full-time jobs, getting fired here, getting terminated here because I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur part-time. I've been, but the difficulty and the challenges that I had growing up is I had a very, very low self-esteem. I had tons of insecurities. I had incredible emotional injuries, a lot of anger, a lot of depression, a lot of grief based on how I was raised in my childhood. In my home, I had a lot of physical abuse and sexual abuse, drug addictions, infidelity in my home. Now, outside of my home, it looked like I lived in this beautiful white suburban household in Gilbert, Arizona. My father was making a six-figure income in construction. But in my home, there was a lot of negativity. There was a lot of distraction, and I built up a lot of depression growing up. So I had a lot of dependency issues on relationships and friendships, and I was noticing this type of stuff in my life because I was very sensitive. There was actually a couple times where I got so depressed when I was at the age of 18, I actually committed suicide. I don't speak a lot about this at all, but I want you to know who I really am and where I really came from, and how I actually started becoming a little bit more successful in network marketing and the challenges I overcame. Okay, I actually committed suicide at the age of 18. I took 84 aspirin pills and 36 sleeping pills at the age of 18. I was kicked out of my home. I wasn't working, wasn't going to school at that particular time. You know, I had a lot of challenges to personally overcome, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I couldn't turn to my parents. It was hard for me to turn to my friends. It was just really tough, and I felt very, very alone. And thank God my stepbrother Dwayne found me in my best friend's bedroom, pretty much throwing up on myself. And my stepbrother saved my life, rushed me to the hospital. I spent 3 days in recovery in the hospital. If you guys overindulged in poison or alcohol, you know what doctors do when you overindulge in poison. They feed you black charcoal. And basically I was sucking down this black charcoal for about an hour, throwing up all over myself. And the next morning when I woke up, I realized I had a purpose in my life. I realized there was more to life than what I was giving myself. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because it's all leading up to what I'm about to share with you and how easy and simple recruiting really is. But everyone has challenges. Everyone has obstacles. It's just choices and decisions on how we're going to overcome those challenges and obstacles. It's choices. Now, I'm just a messenger, just like my mentors are just messengers for me. We're all students and we're all teachers here in the game called life. But ultimately, it's your own personal experiences, it's your choices and decisions, whether you want to better yourself or whether you want to be a better entrepreneur, a business owner, an investor, a better recruiter, a better husband and father, a better loving, caring wife and mother, friend and human being for this entire planet. And that was my desire. My desire was I wanted to better myself. So I got myself some help. I knew that I needed to surround myself with better people. So at the age of 18, there was a book that came into my life. I don't know if you know who Neil Donald Walsh is, but Neil Donald Walsh is a very, very great author. And he wrote a book called Power of Intention. And what's so great about this is my best friend, Mr. Brent Daniels, who lives in Arizona, got this book for his birthday. And at the age of 19 years old, when he got it, I saw him open up this present. And at that particular time, I wasn't a big avid reader. I didn't like reading so much. I really didn't even like school so much. But when he opened up that present, for some odd reason, I asked him, I was like, hey, Brent, before you read it, do you mind if I can borrow it for 30 days? I'm really, really intrigued about the book. And he's like, yeah, go ahead, borrow it. And when you're done reading it, you can give it to me. So I read this book. It took me, honestly, 2 weeks to read it. It's probably 150 pages. I read the book actually 3 times. That was the start of my personal development. Because not Neil Donald Walsh. Sorry, was it not? Was it? Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't Neil Donald Walsh, babe. But anyways, Power of Intention. So I read that book 3 different times, and it started my personal development journey. And I started really working and developing myself on my own emotional injuries. And this is the key, really, honestly, in order for you to form a strong barrier. There we go. It's not Neil Donald Walsh. It was actually Dr. Wayne Dyer. I haven't read the book in years. It's Dr. Wayne Dyer, Power of Intention. But anyways, it started like this whole evolution on me with personal development. I started making better choices and having better thought patterns and really becoming really focused on the thoughts that I was having in my life, my emotions, and certain behaviors, habits and patterns that I was personally creating in my environment. And I was noticing the people I was hanging out with. I was noticing my thoughts. And these thoughts were actually huge, huge distractors because these thoughts were creating insecurities in my life, lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, and truly what it comes down to keep it really, really basic, it was the lack of self-love. And once I started really kind of slowly progressing on changing my thoughts to become more loving towards myself and more loving towards other people, and I started having better abilities in forgiving myself and forgiving other people, forgiving my childhood, I started going through some major, major breakthroughs. And if you haven't heard Dr. Stan Harris or Dr. Breakthrough or read his book, going through, personal breakthroughs, you should, or hear him live. He talks a lot about this. But you really have to go through some personal breakthroughs in order for you to be a successful entrepreneur or a successful recruiter. Because if you don't go through these personal breakthroughs and really make better choices and decisions to better your life, what happens is you'll get really distracted really easily with other negative people, and you'll quit. You'll quit. You'll quit. Like, you might start recruiting for 72 hours, and then after you get 50 no's, it's easy for you to quit because you haven't gained enough self-love for yourself, and you haven't gained enough confidence with who you are and the dreams and the desires and intentions that you really want for yourself in your life. So it's very, very imperative for me to share with you that, because the big picture is like I can share with you the how of everything, what to do specifically in detail on Facebook for free on how to recruit to like-minded people and have people purchase packages all across the world, and you've never really spoke to them over the phone. That happens to me because I'm consistent. But you don't really want to focus too much on the how at the beginning. If you have a pen and paper, you want to write this down. The most important thing that you want to focus on is your why. This is the number one key in building a very, very strong foundation in order for you to be a great, great promoter. And that's basically what I'm doing. I know that I have certain skills and abilities in being a great promoter. Most people can become a great promoter sharing third-party tools. That's the key. Sharing third-party tools to high qualified quality people. Okay? But you have to build a strong, strong foundation. And that foundation, my friends, that foundation is you. That foundation is how much faith do you have in yourself? The choices and decisions that you're making on a moment-to-moment basis in every situation, every circumstance, every event, every relationship, every friendship. This foundation has to be so strong to build the biggest skyscraper in the entire universe. And that skyscraper, in a metaphor or an analogy, is your OneCoin business. Now, this is the magic of attending live conference calls. Recording calls are great, but if you're on this call and you've made a choice, that choice is going to empower you to make better choices and decisions, not just in your downline or your OneCoin business, but also in your spirituality. having a deeper relationship with yourself, having a deeper relationship with God, your children, your family, your environment, animals, this entire planet and this universe. And what happens is when you make better choices and decisions to release toxins and poisons, whether it comes from your food, water, or friends and family, or the television, or mainstream media, newspapers, magazines, it gives you the power to make better choices and decisions to release your emotional injuries, your emotional garbage and baggage, your shit in your life, and to gain a better soil, a stronger soil, a soil that's going to feed this foundation in order for you to build a huge skyscraper. So we all know that you and I were born in a certain system. Okay, I'm gonna talk very short on this topic as well. Okay, you and I, every human being in the United States, every country, every continent, you and I were born in a certain system. And this system was purposely designed for you just to be a number. And let me explain this a little bit more in detail. If you don't know this or not, these are the facts. The facts are there are a small amount of elite families. They're just brothers and sisters of ours, if you want to talk spiritually. But these elite families that are worth trillions of dollars, that control the major monopolies of the world, okay, that control the governments, the banking institutions, they control the public educational school systems, they control the information in your textbooks, your universities, newspapers, they control the public healthcare system or your so-called public healthcare system, they control transportation. Okay, these elite families, I'm not saying they're bad or evil, okay, but what I am saying is their intentions are completely wrong. Now, I'm not saying that everyone that are in these major monopolies are bad people. What I am saying is when you have a certain amount of money and you control the major monopolies of the world, you can control information. And this is very, very key for you to understand. I am not a very passive person. I hate being passive, and I hate being politically correct. Okay, those are all forms of just lies and manipulation. I'm a very direct person when it comes to this type of information because every individual and the human being needs to become self-aware about what's really going on in your environment and how things are really designed in certain ways for you to do certain things so you can just live as a slave. And that's the sad part of what's going on. The sad part is that most people don't even know or don't even recognize that the information that is being shared with them in childhood is purposely designed that way for you so they can have control over your thoughts, so they can have control over your emotions, so they dictate the behaviors and actions that you do on a daily basis because these top elite people feed off of your work ethic. They feed off of your energy. Okay? They feed off of you, and they don't care whether you're struggling or not. They don't care whether you're sick or dying, and they honestly don't care whether they murder you or rape you for your food, wealth, your homes. They don't care. Now, I'm not saying every one of these people that are in these elite monopolies don't care. I'm just saying there are families that control information that don't care whether you succeed or not. And you have to do your due diligence and wake the F up because that's exactly what's happening on this world. Okay? I'm going to keep that very short. So the more you do self-examination and who you really are, you'll find out that you'll make better choices and decisions, and you release the distractions in your life. And the distractions, I'm not saying, because trust me, the distractions are television, okay? But if you're so self-aware, this is the key to like one of success principles in order for you to be a great recruiter in OneCoin. You have to be so rational and so logical and so analytical to process information. Now, I can't process information for you. Your husband or your wife can't process information for you. We're just messengers. The one and only person that's really, truly going to heal your life is you, okay? It's you. Jesus Christ is a great messenger. Mohammed is a great messenger. Yoga is a great messenger. Tai Chi is a great messenger. Your books, your audios, they're great messengers. Maurice Katz, Sal Leto, Bob Bierum, all the great personal development teachers in the world, from Bob Proctor to Michael Bernard Beckwith, to Neil Donald Walsh, to Dr. Wayne Dyer, to Brian Tracy, and all the great leaders in multi-level marketing, they're all great messengers, but those messages don't give a damn in your own life if you don't take action with it. You understand what I'm saying? You got to make choices and decisions and allow those messages to inspire you and motivate you to have some drastic excitement, to have incredible wins in your life. This is how you build a very, very strong foundation for you. You have to be logical. You have to be rational, and you do have to be analytical by the information that is being shared with you. Even the information that's being shared with you right now for me. Do not listen to me. Do not take everything that I'm saying as truth, because I'm not your God. I'm just a messenger experiencing my own experiences. Now, there's certain things that I felt. There's certain things that I do in my life to experience greatness and better health and more self-confidence and self-love and better relationships with my family and friends. But my experiences are my experiences. That's my teacher. It's the language of God. And it's the language of this universe. It's energetically penetrating my soul. And these experiences are creating better successes in my life because I'm listening to myself. I had a really good mentor, or a great mentor in my life. And this great mentor, one of the very first basic principles, I shared this with Dr. Reverend Joseph when I saw him in Chicago, but the very first basic that you really want to master in self-development is, who do you listen to? It really is. This is a key development to your success as well, too. Is the question is who do you listen to? You listen to people that have what you want, that have been where you're at. Let me say it again. You should probably write it down. But I'm going to get to a great point here. You listen to people's advice all the time. People that have what you want, whether it be materialistically, whether it be in health and wellness or spirituality, whether it be better communicators or better public speakers, or whether this particular person is making $1 million a month. He drives the type of car. He has an incredible relationship. You know, she travels the world. It doesn't matter. You listen to their advice all the time because they've been where you're at. They've been where you're at. They know exactly where you're at because they've been there. You're taking their advice. But ultimately, you listen to yourself. Okay? Because your intuition, I'm getting goosebumps even talking about this because I know it's truth. Your intuition is stronger and more effective than anyone's advice. And it doesn't matter whether this particular person is making millions of dollars per month, he's a successful entrepreneur or business owner, or they're incredibly healthy. Let's say, you want to be healthy. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. Okay? Most of my life, I'm a vegetarian. Most of my life, I would say 70% of my life right now is I'm a vegan. I don't eat meat, okay, and I don't eat dairy. And every once in a while, I do eat dairy. So I said 70% of my life, okay? There's particular mentors in my health and wellness that I listen to. Now, these people are straight up 100% raw vegan lifestyle. Now, I'm progressing to live that way, and I'm listening to their advice because it inspires me, it makes me feel good, it energizes me, and it makes me be a better person to my wife, my children, myself, and my environment, and animals. But ultimately, I'm not taking 100% truth from them because I'm going through my own experiences. And intuitively, I'm feeling my own intuition and my soul on what fits my life the best in this particular moment. Now, I'm not saying I can't be 100% vegan or raw vegan. I certainly want to go in that direction. But at the specific time, I'm not doing that because intuitively, I feel something different. Even though these people have their lifestyle is incredibly healthy. If you just YouTube these people, they're 55, 65, 75 years old, and they look like they're 30, 40 years younger based on their lifestyle. They have all kinds of great energy, and they're cleansed out. They don't have as much toxins and poisons as most people do here in the United States or around the world. It's great advice, but intuitively, I'm going in. I'm listening to myself. I'm trying to figure out what works best for me, and intuitively what works best within that moment. That's exactly what you need to do for everything. Everything. Whether you get this advice from your mother or your father or your closest best friend, take their advice. Show some respect, okay? But intuitively, you want to listen to yourself. It doesn't really matter whether that person is your greatest mentor and you met him and he sat down and he's in your face, face to face, and he's sharing with you like inside secrets of what you should and shouldn't be doing. Like, take that advice, implement it in your work, but ultimately you know what works best with you and the skills and talents and gifts that God has given you. Second basic of mastering your recruiting is your teachability index. Your willingness to learn and your willingness to accept change in your life. This is very, very important as well, too. So number one is who do you listen to, and number two is your teachability index. Your teachability index is all about your willingness to learn and your willingness to accept change in your life. What is your willingness to learn? Well, being on this phone call, you have a high willingness to learn. You're taking time out of your day from your family and friends, from whatever you do, from your dinner time, and you're spending an hour with Jason Mangan and his wife Charlotte to listen about self-development and Facebook marketing. Your willingness to learn needs to be high, but it means nothing if you have no willingness to accept change in your life. Let me say that again. It means absolutely nothing. Absolutely diddly squat if you do not accept change in your life. Okay, so if someone has an 8 on a scale from 1 to 10, they have an 8 on a high willingness to learn, and a 0 on a willingness to accept change in your life. 8 times 0 is 0. So just do the math. You'll get nowhere. So kind of just on a scale performance, do that scale for you. Most people in the personal development field, including myself, when I got involved, or even in network marketing, we have a high willingness to learn. Most people that get on leadership update calls have a high willingness to learn. But there's a lot of people out there, most people, the challenge is the willingness to accept change in your life. Okay? And in order for you to be successful at accepting change in your life is you got to start with small steps. You got to create little wins in your life. The little wins in your life will help you accept more change in your life, because we've created so much strong habits and patterns in our life. It can be very difficult because we're so emotionally addicted to certain things. We're emotionally addicted to whatever, you name it. Emotionally addicted to certain foods, processed foods. You know, your soda, your Coke, your Pepsi, fast food, fried foods. We'll get a little real here. You might be emotionally addicted or sexually addicted to sexual dependency relationships, or pornography, or cigarettes, or alcohol, or drugs. You might be even spiritually addicted through meditation, where you're constantly meditating and praying throughout the entire day, but you're not willing to accept any change in your life. But you think you're just going to magically sit in a meditation for an hour or two and just let it come to you. Now, don't get me wrong, I love meditating and I love praying, but I'm saying you got to put in action with your willingness to accept change. You can't just learn your entire life and read books and listen to audios and go to church seminars or go to church Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or read the Bible without implementing any action and having a high willingness to change. Now, for someone that has an 8 or a 9 on willingness to learn and a 7 on willingness to accept change, the performance is a lot higher. And they're going to create better results in their life because they're willing to accept change. They're willing to create change, because ultimately, you and I are the creators of our life. You and I have to take 100% personal responsibility for everything that we create and attract in our life. We cannot put blame on our childhood experiences. I know this might be hard for a lot of people to take in, but we cannot blame our father. We cannot blame our mother or our guardians who raised us. We cannot blame the banking institutions or the government. We cannot blame public education, because the more we give power to other people, we give them power because we feel that they did it to us, that they're creating this for us. No, ultimately, we have to take our power back. We have to really work on our own emotional injuries, whether if you're filled with tons of anger or tons of fear or tons of grief or depression. You have to be an emotional human being. Allow yourself to feel, and stop suppressing and denying it through emotional addictions or physical addictions or spiritual addictions or financial addictions or sexual addictions. We cannot suppress or deny our emotions any longer. We have to take our power back and say, I'm going to make the little changes in my life to create smaller wins, because the smaller wins will help us create more confidence, more self-love, and a better environment so we can be better recruiters in OneCoin. Okay, I'm done with that. Let's go on Facebook marketing real quick. Facebook marketing. So we all talked about the foundation now. Let's get into the how. This is how simple it is. I am going to be doing follow-up trainings, okay? I want my wife to actually YouTube me with her phone over my shoulder as I'm kind of showing everyone on my phone exactly what I do. But I wanted to do this conference call because I kind of wanted to set the tone of what's going to happen in the next week or two. There will be a Google Hangout, and there will be a recording with that YouTube video that I just explained. But when it comes to Facebook marketing, everyone, it's really easy. It's absolutely easy. And the only thing that you need to invest in is a phone, okay? I'm going to try to talk slow. I know this call is going to be recorded. If I talk too fast, just please listen to the recording over again. But the only thing that you need to invest in is a phone. That is it. It's an iPhone or an Android or a smartphone, okay? Because you want to use your phone when you're marketing on Facebook. You do not want to use your desktop. Let me say this again. The reason why you do not want to use your laptop or your computers is because Facebook has regulations. They have certain policies, and they'll put you in Facebook prison. Now, what do I mean about Facebook prison? Facebook prison is easy, okay? I've been in Facebook prison like 10 times over like the 10 years of me trying to market and trying to get this all situated correctly. But I've had Facebook block me from adding friends for like 30 days. I've had Facebook block me from writing out private messages to my friends because Facebook doesn't want spammers, okay? And they regulate that very, very tightly. And most of you probably know that. But if you don't know that, you don't want to use your desktop, okay? You want to use your phone. And then truthfully, honestly, when you start getting used to your phone, you really can bring your business anywhere. You know, I'm recruiting in the van. You know, when I was at the event over the weekend, I was recruiting on my phone. I had 3 people in the local area in Chicago actually attend the event based on my Facebook marketing. And I do it absolutely for free. No paid advertisement. And how it happened was a year ago, I was in other network marketing companies, and I was on my phone, and I was like, you know, messing with my phone and adding people and you know, copying and pasting messages, and I did this for like 30 days, and I was noticing that Facebook wasn't blocking me. And I was like, oh my goodness. And the reason why they're not blocking me is because Facebook knows that there's a human being on that cell phone. And you can't download any programs or buy any software programs to install in your cell phone to spam anyone. They know it's all manually. But if you're working on your laptop or your desktop, there's certain programs out there that you can purchase for like $1.99 or whatever. I've seen them. And you can write out a certain message in the software program, and the software program will blast thousands of people on groups. Or what will happen is this software program will add 100 people to your friends list, or not add them, but request to be friends every day. And that's considered spamming because you're paying another software program to do this for you instead of you manually doing it yourself. Now, you guys got to understand, I have 4 boys. You know, just because I made close to $40,000 in commissions doesn't mean I have a lot of time, but I don't make it excuses. I do this Monday through Sunday for about an hour and a half a day. That is it. Okay? So remember, if you don't have an Android or an iPhone, you need to upgrade to a better phone so you can have Facebook on your phone, so it can be a little bit more user-friendly for you when you're doing your marketing. So on Facebook, the number one key is your image. Okay, write this down. The number one Facebook basic marketing principle is how are you representing yourself. This is very, very important because you want to establish trust. The reason why people trust me is because of my image. Okay, I have teams growing in Australia, Germany, Malaysia, Thailand, you name it. Okay, Uganda, you name it. I have teams growing everywhere, and most of them I don't talk on the phone because I've created an image. I'm not creating a facade. I'm not lying to anyone. I'm creating a certain representation of who I am, and this representation needs to be positive. Social media is a way for you to become a multimillionaire. Stop using social media as your counselor or putting up negativity. Okay? Do not use social media as some sort of propaganda for a parent or some sort of entertainment. Now, every once in a while, of course, you're going to come across videos and entertain yourself. I know, I'm rational, I'm logical, I get it. We're all human beings. But this is the importance of having self-awareness, because the pictures you post, your profile pic, your cover pic, everything needs to have vibrance. It needs to have color. It needs to be uplifting. It needs to be empowering. It needs to be pictures of your family or your best friend. It needs when people come on your profile and you're adding people that are like-minded like you and I, they're automatically going to go to your profile. They want to see who you are and who you're connected with. And if you don't have any mutual friends with them, a lot of them are going to scam your profile, okay? Whether you like it or not, they're going to judge you. That you're the cover, and most people do judge the cover of books, and you're the book, okay? They're going to read the front, and they're going to read the back, and they're going to be like, okay, I like it or I dislike it, and boom, that is it. It's really that simple. So you need to represent yourself with positive quotation. You know, if you want to become a little bit more adventurous and work on your communication skills like I have, do a YouTube video, a 1 minute or 2 minute YouTube video about the power of appreciation and post it, okay? If you can do that. You don't necessarily have to do a YouTube video, but I do YouTube videos. I do YouTube videos on a lot of stuff, personal development, you name it. The power of appreciation, the power of how this universe works, these universal laws that God has given us with our free will to choose to participate within these universal laws so we can create and attract the situations, circumstances, and events in our life. And it seems like it's magic, and it seems like, man, this person is really lucky, but ultimately he's just creating it by the power of his thoughts and emotions. Boom, I just did a video. That was 30 seconds. See, you can read something. You can, like, maybe you read something in Dr. Breakthrough's book, or you read something in another personal development book by Napoleon Hill or Brian Tracy, and you do a 45-second video on what you learned and how appreciative and how grateful you are going to allow that message to help you accept some of the change in your life. Boom, you did a video. Videos are very powerful because it builds more trust for other people to accept you as a friend on Facebook all across the world. You know, if you can just go on my profile, Kevin Foster, and I put a lot of positive quotations from Richard Branson, Bob Proctor, Michael Bernard Beckwith, Neil Donald Walsh, Abraham Hicks, Kevin Trudeau, and the books that I'm reading by Sonia Roman. Okay, I'll read a book, I'll see a positive quotation that I really resonate with, and I'll put it on my profile. I put a lot of profiles of family pictures, family outings, because I want other people to know that, hey, I'm a real guy, I'm a real husband, you know, I don't have a fake profile. This is my real family. I'm all about positivity. Yeah, I do fuck up every once in a while, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it, okay? You know, I'm human. I'm not perfect. You know, and even though that I'm struggling in certain areas, I'm human just like you, but I have the power to change, and I want to change, and I want to get better. People can relate to that, okay? So the number one thing is your Facebook profile. Don't overload it with just one thing. Like, for instance, don't overload your Facebook wall with just a bunch of positive quotations. Separate it. Separate it from positive quotations, positive images, empowering images, from pictures to YouTube videos. Have a balance with it all. Don't flood someone's news feed with just a bunch of positive quotations. You know, have a little bit with OneCoin. You know, you're doing, you know, you're sharing leadership calls, you're sharing a prospect call, you're sharing images, you're sharing, but you have a balance of what you're sharing. You don't want to just overload with just one particular topic, okay? But yes, YouTube videos of yourself gains a little bit more trust with people that don't know you all across the world. That's number one. Number two is you want to connect with like-minded people. Okay? You're here to plant seeds, and you're here to build conversations with people. Okay? but with like-minded people, people that have an open parachute. And what I mean about open parachute, they have an open mind without disrespecting you or, being angry with you or, sending you stupid negative messages to you. They have an open mind to learn what you want to share with them. I don't have time dealing with stinking thinking. Even though they're brothers and sisters of mine, I wish them the best, but I don't have time and energy trying to sell you something. Okay? I don't have time and energy with people that are not in personal development or do not have a desire to grow as a human being. Do not waste your time on these people. These people are dream stealers. Yes, your family. Yes, your spouse. Yes, your best friend. The people that you grew up with. Okay? Do not allow these dream stealers to steal your dreams. So I don't even bother trying to connect with them. I only connect with people that are like-minded. And how do I connect with like-minded people? I connect by knowing that they're like-minded towards me. Like I know they're like-minded based on their activity on Facebook. So what I do is I go on someone's fan page from my phone, my iPhone. So for instance, I go on Richard Branson's fan page or Bob Proctor's fan page. And what I do is Richard Branson or Bob Proctor or Kevin Trudeau, okay, I get on their fan page and they might put something like some sort of positive quotation or an image, or they might have shot a picture of themselves. And I see like they have like 1,000 likes on that particular statement or picture. And what I do is I just click on the likes from my iPhone and I see everyone that's not a friend of mine. I see everyone that's a friend of mine and I see everyone that's not a friend of mine. And on my iPhone, I can request up to 100 to 150 people a day from my iPhone. I cannot do this on my laptop because if I try to request more than 15 or 20 people on my laptop or my computer, Facebook will put me in Facebook prison, and I don't like being in prison. I like my freedom. Okay, there's times where I threw my laptop across the room because I was so frustrated with Facebook. And then I figured it out. They allow me to do it on an iPhone. Okay, so this is the major secret to my success. Okay, I connect with only like-minded people, and I add them. I just request them as friends. Now on my phone, I'm like, request, dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's all I do. I request. Okay. Now, if you see a pop-up sign that pops up every once in a while that says you exceeded the amount of requests to friends, that means you've exceeded your limit. And on your iPhone, you can, after every 48 hours or so, for the ones that don't accept me as a friend, I just undo the friend request. And there's times where I will undo 50 friend requests. And what you can do is on your iPhone, you can go to your friends, and then on your top right-hand side, there's a plus sign. It just means more. You click on the plus sign, and you'll see like a little symbol that says requested friends. You click on requested friends, and you'll see how many people have not accepted you as a friend, and you just undo it. You're like, okay. So every 48 hours or so, I'm undoing friend requests, and then I'm adding people. I'm undoing and adding people. Okay. So every person that does accept my friend request, and usually if I'm requesting up to 100 and 120 people a day, usually I have probably, I would say, 40 to 60 people that accept my friend, that accept me as a friend. Okay, and immediately when I have time, I send them this message. You're going to write this down. I don't have my notes in front of me because I'm in the garage, but I remember it. Everyone that accepts you as a friend, you immediately are going to cold call them. Okay, you're not going to ask them about their dreams. You're just going to introduce yourself and welcome to Facebook. You say, hello, Bob. Hello, Katie. You want to use their first name, okay? You want to get personal with them. Use everyone's first name, okay? Hello, Bob. Hello, Katie. Great to connect with you on Facebook. Have you ever heard of Bitcoin or our newest cryptocurrency called OneCoin, ? Hello, Katie. Hello, Bob. Great to connect with you over Facebook. Have you ever heard of Bitcoin or our newest cryptocurrency called OneCoin, ? I do that with every new friend that I get every day. Every day I do this. Now, out of, I would say, 50 people that I send those messages to, I would say maybe 25 or less, 15 to 25 people will message you back saying yes or no. It doesn't really matter what they say, okay? Most people are going to ignore you, but you've already planted a seed with them. This is the key. Every time someone is accepting you as a friend, they're going to be viewing your news feed and everything that you put up. So you don't know exactly who's going to be inspired when and where. Some people might get it within a week. Some people might get it within 6 months. Some people might get it next year. But you're planting seeds. So everyone that messages you back and says yes or no, or gives you some sort of response, you're immediately going to respond with them as, Katie, Bob, the movement is massive. I would love to share with you. Katie, Bob, the movement is massive. The movement is incredibly massive. I would love to share with you. And you're going to share with them immediately. You're not going to wait for the response. You're going to immediately share with them highlight points of what what Bitcoin is, what OneCoin is, and then you're going to give them the 15-minute presentation video from onesavvybusiness.com. Okay, so I'm gonna go on my Facebook right now. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna share with you exactly what I write, and you can kind of go from there. So I'm on my Facebook right now. A particular person name is Valley. I said, hey, Valley, the movement is massive. I immediately sent him this message. Now, you can listen to this recording again, or, if you want me to copy and paste you this message and you can kind of work with it in your own words, that would be great, because I do give them a little bit of personal testimony about the value of my coin. So after I say, hey, Valley, the movement is incredibly massive, I say this. I immediately respond and copy and paste this. Valley, my sole passion is to help others protect their hard-working money from banks, credit card companies, and the greatest Ponzi schemes of the world, governments, and the Federal Reserve. 6 years ago, an evolution in currency was created by Bitcoin. This cryptocurrency created thousands of people millions of dollars based on the rise in value of that currency. The OneCoin cryptocurrency has the same concept, but it's growing increasingly fast by the community. Close to 500,000 people in 10 months are part of this profiting movement. My wife and I have profited over $170,000 in just 4 months based on the rise in value of the OneCoin currency. I highly recommend you click and educate yourself with this opportunity and the links below. And I give them my own personal link. Now, I do have my own website. It's onecoinrevolution.net with my own personal link. So you don't want to use that, of course. What you would want to use if you don't have your own website is you would want to use onesavvybusiness.com. Okay? It's onesavvybusiness.com. And that's all I do. And I send them that message. Now, out of 15 to 25 messages that I send, you're going to probably have 5 to 10 respond to you. And they might have more questions. They might have more questions. They might have more questions on the compensation plan. They might have more questions about the legitimacy of OneCoin, whether this is a scam or not. What I do is, what you all can do is lead them to onecoinrevolution.info. Okay? I don't have my personal link on there. I'm not going to get paid anyhow, some way. Onecoinrevolution.info is team resources. They're team resources for everyone to use. So it doesn't matter what anyone has or what type of objection they have. All I do is I lead them to onecoinrevolution.info, and I lead them to that specific video that helps that particular prospect answer his own question. Because most importantly is you only want to deal with people that will do their due diligence. You're not here to sell anything to anyone. You're not here to hard close anything on anyone. You allow other people to sell themselves. You allow other people to take the responsibility to do their own research and investigate. You can even, you can follow up with, telling people to YouTube Dr. Ruja Ignatovia on YouTube. Okay? You can do onecoinrevolution.info, but you're doing those type of follow-ups, and you want to specifically give them a video that answers their objection, because they're going to have objections. Now, after you've answered or helped them answer that objection, if they have more questions and they live here in the United States, yeah, you would definitely want to put them on a three-way call. You call them up, introduce yourself. You call them up, introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your personal testimony, how you got involved with OneCoin, and what you've experienced. Really short 10, 15-minute call. You try to help them answer their questions. And if they need a three-way call, you put them on a three-way call with one of your top leaders. Whether it's me, any of your top leaders, your sponsor, you name it. Okay? Now, Charlotte at the beginning of the phone call said, hey, I've personally recruited over 250 people. Over 110, she didn't get the number right, but over 110 have purchased packages. Out of those 110 that purchased packages, I've probably had three-ways. Now, I'm not knocking three-ways, but I just know that three-ways, you don't necessarily have to do three-way calls in order for you to be a successful recruiter. If it gets to that point where someone is very analytical and they want some deep, hard questions and they want to hear from a very top leader their personal experience in OneCoin, yeah, I have no issue putting you on a three-way call. But usually, I've been in OneCoin now for 5 months. So usually after they talk with me over the phone, I can tell if they're interested, if they're going to be yes or a no. And I'm not going to waste anyone's time on a three-way call if I feel that this particular person is just going to waste my upline's time. Okay? But usually that's what happens. Usually sometimes I don't even talk to this particular person, and they're purchasing packages on their own, and all I'm doing is giving them instructions on how to purchase a package. Now, when you have someone that's interested, and they set up a free account, you want to immediately introduce them to the USA OneCoin Team Facebook group. Immediately. Get them involved, okay? Introduce them, get them involved, introduce them so other people can recognize you or her or him. You want that new prospect to get comfortable that there's thousands of other people that are part of this OneCoin USA team, and it builds legitimacy for you. It builds credibility for you. So the moment someone creates a free account, whether they do it on their own from my link or I manually put them in the system, I immediately introduce them to the OneCoin Facebook group. That's number one. I also introduce them to our team resources page. Now, at this particular time, there's a lot of team announcements. There's OneSavvyBusiness.com. Charlotte and I have put everything together in one website. It's the onecoinrevolution.info. So you're going to tell that particular new prospect to sign up for the email announcements and and the team announcements, the text announcements for the leadership update calls and certain things that are going on with OneCoin in that particular week, you want to immediately share with them what to do and how to do on the onecoinrevolution.info. There's trainings, there's resources, there's videos, there's all kinds of videos, everything from the auditing video to training on how to recruit, to the compensation video, to Tom McVernon's auto system. That's another thing as well too, okay? This is just one system. There's also Tom McVernon's system too, okay? And if you guys don't feel comfortable with doing this system, I highly recommend you get in touch with Tom McVernon and apply his system. I have my system. I apply Tom's system. I apply Bob Beeran's system when it's belly to belly. I do use all systems, but the number one system that I use is the system that I have on Facebook. So I just want to share that as well too. So after you introduce them, you get them plugged in. You get them plugged in on the leadership calls. You get them plugged in on onecoinrevolution.info. You get them plugged in. You might introduce them to some other leaders. That's fantastic. You might share with them some events that might be in their local area. That's fantastic. Okay, you get them plugged in, and then you help them purchase a package, whether it's a bank wire or whether it's a gift code. And that's how simple it is. That's how powerful it is, guys. I wish I could hear you guys' voices and maybe do a Q&A and get some of the people off of mute. That's probably what I'm going to do. So if you do want to leave the call because you got other priorities to attend to, that's perfectly fine. This will be recorded. But I will do a Q&A for about 5 or 10 minutes. If you have any questions specifically on the Facebook marketing, I would love to answer questions that you might have. Can you guys? Everyone's off of mute. So everyone's off of mute. So if you're not talking, go ahead and place yourself on mute. If you are talking, go ahead and place yourself on mute and go ahead and ask the question. Any questions?
Hi, Jason. Are you there? Are you there, Jason?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, this is Dean Sears. We met in
Dean.
Nashville.
Yeah.
Hey, my question about your Facebook marketing is about unfriending the friend requests.
Yes.
So you go about adding all these
this
people.
This is how I do it. Yep. So every 48 hours. So as I'm adding new people every day on my iPhone, I'm also undoing friend requests. Okay. So on your iPhone, when you click on friends, on the top right-hand screen where it has the plus symbol, you can click that plus symbol, and you'll see like a little icon symbol on the top that says friend request or requested friend, and you'll see how many people that you need to undo because they didn't accept you as a friend. And so for me, like Dean, I have 5,000 friends. You only have a limit of 5,000 friends on Facebook. So I'm consistently undoing friend requests because I need to allow myself to have more space to add new people that are like-minded as me. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes. Okay, I get it.
But for you, if you don't have close to 5,000 friends, the only thing that you need to be worried about is how many requested friends that you have out on a particular day. So just I give myself a little goal is every 48 hours I'm looking on who hasn't accepted my friend request, and I give everyone a time limit. So and if you haven't exceeded that time requirement, I just delete you. I delete you and undo you, and then I just add new people from other fan pages.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Jason.
You're welcome. Hey, guys, any other questions out there?
Hey, Jason, how are you?
Good. Who's this?
It's me, Jen.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome, man. How about you?
I'm doing really good. My voice is about to give out, but I'm doing really good.
Awesome, okay. I hear you, man. I've been up for I don't know how many freaking hours right now. I'm like beyond overtired at this point. But my only question that I had for you is I know that, like, you say that this works better on, like an iPhone or a smartphone. Can you do this on a tablet, too, because a tablet's a mobile device?
I've never really tried on a tablet. I've had that question before. I've never personally experienced it. You can personally experience with the tablet. Do it. See what happens.
Okay, cool. Because I need to purchase that for video purposes anyway, but may as well make the most use out of it possible.
Yeah. No, definitely. If that works, I highly recommend just using what works. And I don't think a tablet. You're just gonna have to figure it out, because what happens is, and this is how you'll figure it out. If Facebook puts you in Facebook prison and you can't add new friends for, like, let's say for 7 days, you know that you can't use your tablet. You're gonna have to use something else. You're gonna have to use your phone. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but
all
go
right,
ahead and try.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Jason.
Hey,
Jack
what's
Simpson.
up? Hey, what's going on?
A tablet will be considered as a computer, so it's not a mobile It's not a mobile device, so you can't use that. You will get jailed, as you say. But my question to you is, how do we go about building our own website like yours to include the 5 or 6 different videos that you have? Is there a way that we can
Yeah, there is a way. You're going to have to talk to my wife.
Well, I tried. Remember, I tried you sending the information about this is a really good question. My wife is actually on the phone, and I'm pretty sure. Hon, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, maybe my wife is not on the phone.
No,
but anyways,
I'm here. It's just crazy in the house. Yeah, it's just crazy in the house. We have 4 boys, if you guys don't know that. So, like, we live in practically a fraternity house, so it's really loud here right now. But I heard the question, and it was about it was about how to create your own website with the links.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. So I found that
the easiest way to do that, there's a specific website development hosting company that I like called Weebly. That's Weebly. And you can use Weebly. They'll even host it for you for free if you use a .weebly.com web address. And you can design your own website. You can put in links. You can embed videos, and then you can share that. So you're more than welcome to, use ours as an example. So our lead website is onecoinrevolution.net. We use .info for the team site, but we use .net for our personal recruiting site. And you can use that as an example. I developed that on Weebly.
So you can take the Savvy, I can't find that new video that's supposed to be on onesavvybusiness.com. I find the one there dated back in May, which is the one I use, and I had somebody attach my address for OneCoin so they could join on the end of that, but it's kind of because after looking at yours, it's like, why would anybody even want to be on my team? I mean,
No, it's super easy to use Weebly. It really is very, very basic. And so you can create a very basic but attractive site that's completely free. And all you need to do is when you find the videos, and you can go to onecoinrevolution.info and go to tools and resources, and you can see the videos there. And if you find what you're looking for, just open it on YouTube and then right-click on the YouTube video and copy the video URL. And you can just put that up on your website. And Weebly has a really great integration feature with YouTube. So once you get on there, you'll see it. But it's super simple to use.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hey, Jason, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Jason, this is Joseph Piper up in Wisconsin.
How's it going?
Good, real good. Number one, it was great meeting up with you guys again down in Chicago. My my main question here, you, after going through what you were saying there, you started off with a phrase that you come back, it's kind of like told a little bit about everything of how your business is doing. Started off with my sole purpose is to, you evidently got that down as a, you just copy and paste that.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a way that you could put that up somewhere so we could kind of see that and modify it to how our business is going?
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is,
Oh, real quick, only because Jason doesn't know I did this. Joseph, if you go onto the Facebook page, the post that Jason made advertising the call, I wrote on there, anybody that's on this call that would like Jason to private message them exactly what he sends to people, just go ahead and write in a comment, just write yes. So then Jason can go back and send everybody who's commented yes on his post exactly what he sends to people in a private message.
Oh, great. Maybe I should have looked closer.
Well, no, that's okay. You're on the call. I did it while the call was going, so no problem.
Oh, okay. All right, thanks.
You're welcome. Any other questions,
Jason?
guys?
Jason, this is Tom Abbott.
Hey, Tom.
Hey there. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good.
Good. I'm wondering, and first I wanted to say that you're a very good teacher. You're very clear. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I wanted to ask you, how do you find and choose all these many people you give friend requests to each day?
Yeah, real easy. So it's based on the fan page. So it's based on personal development. So you can, if you have a favorite personal development teacher or author, just go to their fan page, and the fan page might have, that particular person might have, like 20 people that like that 20,000 friends that like that fan page. It might be Bob Proctor. He's a personal development author. It might be Michael Bernard Beckwith. And everyone that likes that fan page likes the information that particular personal development teacher is sharing. So you know what they like. So what I do is whatever positive statement that personal development teacher is sharing. It could be an entrepreneur, it can be an investor, it can be Richard Branson. He's not so much of a personal development, but he's a big entrepreneur, right? If they're sharing something on their fan page, you just click on their likes. Now that particular image or that particular statement or positive quotation that they have on their fan page, that image might have like up to 2,000 likes. You just click on those likes and you'll see on your iPhone every one of those people that like that particular statement on that particular fan page, and you'll see everyone that's not your friend, and you just add them from that fan page, and you just add them. You just keep adding them, and you count how many people you're adding. You count. You just count. You're just like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And sometimes I'll get up to 150. I think one day I got up to like 185, and I was like, I think that's enough. But usually I'm adding up to like 75 to like 100 people every day, and that's how I'm doing it. I'm just going to people's fan pages and just adding them from there. I do not connect with just anyone on Facebook. I only connect with other like-minded people.
That is awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's great.
Any other questions?
Yes, this is Wanda from Indiana. Can you hear me?
Hey, Big Hug Stu. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, how do I get signed up to hear the rest of your Facebook marketing things?
How do you sign up?
Yeah. How do I find out? Yeah, how to get the other ones? You said you're going to have more than this one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's going to be posted. You'll see a post on my Facebook profile when I'm going to do a Google Hangout, and I'll kind of share with you from the desktop what I do, and kind of reiterate and repeat basically what I'm saying, because I know repetition is the key to success as well too. So I'll repeat on a live Google Hangout exactly what I do from my computer, and then I'll post that. I'll post dates and times on when that's going to happen, and I'm also going to have Charlotte YouTube video me and show you guys exactly what I do on my phone as I'm sitting on my couch. Okay, and that will all be posted. That will all be posted on Facebook so everyone can view times and dates.
Okay, Facebook, where? Under your name or?
Yeah, under my name. Yeah, it's going to be in my Facebook wall, and then it's also going to be on the OneCoin USA Team Facebook group.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Hey, Jason?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Jason?
Yep.
Jason? Jason,
yeah.
This is Bonnie from Chicago, LaGrange.
Hey, Bonnie, how you doing?
We met this past weekend.
Yeah, I remember.
I just have to tell everybody on the call that I just met Jason and Charlotte this weekend for the first time. I met everybody for the first time, and I'm brand new to this, and I've been sitting on my hands. I run a construction business for webbing and staging, and I have no excuse with no children. And to watch Jason and Charlotte as a team, raise 4 boys, and their hands are full, and they're kicking butt in this business. And not only they're kicking butt, they're amazing people with great personalities and wonderful leaders, and they have hearts of gold that want to share. And I just want to tell everybody that I'm embarrassed to say I've been using excuses, and now that I meet you guys and I listen to you, I'm just such a huge fan of yours, and I just wanted to tell everybody how wonderful you are. So thank you for all the hard work you're doing for us.
Oh, my God. Wow. Oh, man. Thank you so much for saying that. That definitely touches the heart. Thank you, Bonnie, so much.
Well, everybody should look forward to meeting Jason and Charlotte in Vegas because they're an amazing couple, and they are juggling 20 things, and they're very successful. So thank you again, Jason and Charlotte.
Oh, thank you. Vegas is going to be off the hook. If you guys don't know me by now, but I love to laugh. I love to dance. I love to sing. And I'm not even a good singer. And Vegas is going to be really, really fun, especially meeting up with Dr. Ruja and Per Carlson and Sebastian and Juha. Vegas is going to help you personally experience what I personally experienced when I flew out to Dubai 2 months ago with my wife. You have 3,000, little Asians rolling around doing the OneCoin stop, and you have 20 Americans that are just in the front row learning about OneCoin from Dr. Ruja herself. It's pretty remarkable how big Vegas is going to be for a lot of people's lives. It's really going to change your life. So thank you, Bonnie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Sweet. I'll give it another 15 seconds and then we'll roll out.
Hey, thanks, Jason.
Oh, you're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
Thanks, Jason. This is Linda Montreal. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks. Yeah, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, guys.
Thanks, Jason and Charlotte.
All right, guys. Well, then that's it. That's it. Big hugs
you guys
to
are
everyone.
awesome.
You guys are incredibly awesome. Thank you so much for being on this call. If you want to listen to the recorded call, it's going to be on YouTube, and it will be up very, very shortly. And I highly recommend listening to this call at least 3 or 4 more times because energetically, on a subconscious level, you will make better choices and decisions whether you like it or not. It will happen. So I love you guys. You guys have a great night. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jason.